So we need to talk about Godzilla Minus One, and this is my out of the theater reaction. Before I give my review of it, just a brief backstory with the history I have with Godzilla and how he's been portrayed in media. My first time, seeing a Godzilla movie all the way through was the Godzilla that had Matthew Broderick in it. Again, I know it's not everyone's favorite, but since it was the first one I ever saw, it's just got that special place in my heart. And I mean, it's good for what it is. But I guess the first time I actually saw Godzilla not portrayed by the American side of it, but from the Japanese side, was on television. And for context, growing up in a Hispanic household, watching Galavisión, Telemundo, Univision, and all the other channels that were Hispanic, they would show movies, and one of the few genres of movies they showed, which I will never understand, is Japanese movies, but with Spanish audio and Spanish dub. And one of the first ones I saw like that was Godzilla Tokyo SOS. Now, granted, I only saw the final part of it, the final act, but not even knowing what was going on, I was hooked, and I watched it all the way through, even though I had no context for the first two acts of the movie. And yeah, that got me more interested in Godzilla. And then me just calling him a giant dinosaur creature was okay, but I wanted a more accurate way to call Godzilla besides Godzilla sometimes. So I give credit to Pacific Rim for teaching me the word kaiju. Because, again, just called him giant creature, big creature. Doesn't seem very poetic, I guess. But kaiju, that just has a ring to it. Anyways, then I've seen other media. Most of the Godzilla animated stuff I've seen has been from Netflix. And almost every other media I've seen, I can't list every Godzilla thing I've seen, but I've seen plenty to know that they mostly focus on the destruction part of Godzilla. You do have the MonsterVerse versions that have come out recently with Godzilla and Godzilla vs. King Kong, and even Monarch Legacy of Monsters, which I've only seen the first episode. I'm not sure how much Godzilla is featured in the show. But, again, they focus on him as a environmental titan. That's the word they use. I mean, okay, but titan's more like the Romans and Greeks. Call Godzilla a kaiju. The rent, okay. And so, still had a good time with those movies, but I was always like, Godzilla's a monster. He doesn't have to be the good guy. He doesn't have to be the bad guy. He doesn't have to be the anti-hero. He's just there. And that's what I like about a monster movie, is that a monster that's just any other monster just wreaks destruction not because he has any vendetta or anything, but because he's there at the time. It's in his way. Time to destroy stuff. And that's what I was going into Godzilla Minus One expecting, just destruction, annihilation, atomic breath. I was not expecting to get emotional within the first few minutes of the movie. Because one of the main things that any media of Godzilla, especially the American versions, have failed to do, to me, in my opinion, is portrayed good human characters in the movie. Because you only see them either have one emotion, either scared or angry, vengeful, and then just trying to save the day. Never a whole hodgepodge of emotions, which is the human condition. And with this movie, I saw the human condition portrayed in a way I did not expect to see, much less in a Godzilla movie. And it got me. There were scenes in the movie that just got me in a way I did not expect. And that just made this Godzilla movie one of the best I have seen so far. Now, granted, I have not seen every Godzilla media put to screen, whether it be movie, television, or some other form. But from what I've seen, this is the best. Because it's got Godzilla, you have the destruction. But then you also have human characters that portray the human condition in the positive and negatives. And they give you a reason to care for them. When the destruction happens in most other Godzilla or Kaiju movies, if you don't have good human characters being portrayed, you really don't care about them, you just want to see the destruction. But with this Godzilla movie, I was in awe of the destruction, but I was also fearful for the human lives put at stake. The human lives being ended, being destroyed, being damaged. And it gets to you. And just all that, the portrayal of the human actors, the Godzilla and the VFX, and when you hear that roar gets you. And then you have the music and just everything else put into this movie was everything I could ever want from a Godzilla movie. Even stuff I didn't expect, because again, I did not expect to get emotional during a monster attack movie in Godzilla. But I did. And then just everything from the first act, second act, the resolution to how they decide to beat Godzilla. It's everything. And again, this is like spoiler territory towards the very end, I would guess, but if they ever do decide to do a sequel, I hope they follow off the footsteps of this movie. And then speaking about the MonsterVerse movies and the Godzilla vs. King Kong movie coming out later, I hope they follow off the footsteps of Toho. And I really need people to watch this movie. Because Toho knows how to do Godzilla. They know how to do Godzilla. And I wish I had Godzilla's shirt, but all I have is little Charmander here. Rawr! But do yourself a favor, go watch this movie on the big screen, and whether you're a Godzilla fan, whether you're not, whether you're a movie fan, whether you're not, whether you're a Kaiju fan, whether you're not, this is a movie that I hope is going to resonate with people in a way, like me, they did not expect it to. But again, go see the movie. You'll have a great time. Because this is a movie, this is a film. In every way a film should be. And that's pretty much my review of Godzilla, is go watch it. You won't regret it. And we'll see each other in the next video. Bye.